Yo, what's up everybody? So this is the build I run with in Diablo 4. It's a Leapquake Summoner. Yes, Summoner Ancient Bar because I almost no cooldown on for the Ancients if the rotation is executed properly. And we also have Dust Devil, a double swing. I'm a big fan of this build. It's very fun to play. There's no uber uniques at all. And tier 82 in the pit is pretty easy. Even the last boss. Damage is also very good considering last bosses have insane amount of HP, many billions. And this is by no means my ceiling. I can definitely run higher. I would like to get into hundreds, but we'll see. I need to improve some gear because in this footage, my tempering was only the first levels of the first proc, level 4 masterworking out of 12. So there's a lot of improvement there. I got pretty bad RNG for some of the tempers, like Amulet is charge cooldown reduction, which I don't use. I wanted to get Leap, but I didn't get that one. So I could spam Leap even more often. But overall, very good survivability, very good damage as well, both AoE and single target. RNG in Pit is pretty high because of both the layout, the elites with their affixes, but mainly the last boss and his affixes, aka mechanics from other bosses. Last boss gets like 2 or 3 mechanics. One is from Elias from the Capstone Dungeon, the second one. Another one is from Lilith. Lilith has, you can have either Lilith's phase 1 mechanics or phase 2. And then you have the Demon Lord. Demon Lord is probably the easiest to have on the last boss. It doesn't do that much damage. The worst one is definitely the Lilith, the waves of the first phase, even though you can probably tank it. And the second phase Lilith is a bit rough. In general, I was pretty unlucky with the boss mechanics in this run because I had pretty unlucky ones where I had to move a lot. And I actually like these mechanics on the last boss because you actually have to play around them, play around the mechanics, so that's not too bad. And I still have like 8 minutes left in this run after the last boss. But yeah, when the mobs group up, it's perfect, which it's not really grouping up here. And honestly, I have no clue how much damage this build does because there are just so many numbers running around. I have no clue. I've seen some 6 and 7 millions, but I don't even know what that's from. So I have no clue. Probably from the Ancients, but yeah, I can still. I don't have a absolute perfect uptime on the Ancients. Obviously now I do because I have the Shrine. But in general, I still need like one proc on the Masterwork on an item to have like absolute zero cooldown for the Ancients. And excuse me if the quality is poor. This is taken from my stream, but it should be okay. I'm really curious if I can push up to hundreds with this build. And I would love to get Doombringer as the first Uber unique because Doombringer not only does insane amount of HP increase, but I really like the proc. I heard it's pretty good damage, the shadow damage from the Doombringer, but mainly because of the damage reduction on the mob by 20%. Like damage reduction is the biggest factor in the pit's high tiers. I mean, of course, the damage too, but yeah, resistances, maxing them out. I'm running 4 uniques right now, 3 armor and 1 ring. It was very hard to max out resistances, so I had to do some shenanigans and magic in my Paragon board, and because of that, I had to sacrifice the nodes for Berserking. So you're gonna see that in a bit when I showcase it, or like when I show the Paragon board. But it's okay. Like for Blood Rage Paragon node, you need to get 300% damage for Berserking, which is okay. You can get that from easily from tempering. I'm now at 304%, I think, so that's okay. And yeah, it just enabled me like this change the Paragon board and resistances. It enabled me to go for the ancient unique pants, which are very important because earthquakes everywhere for ancient stuff like that. Amazing. Let me just go a bit forward here for the last boss. We're filling up the bar here, about to teleport soon. I didn't take also any shrine for the last boss. I typically don't really do that because I want to see how far I can push without any extra help, like the shrine or Holy Bolt, because Holy Bolt apparently double dips mainly for Necromancer. They're hitting for 45 billion. But the Resurrected Malice, this type of boss is pretty okay. There's like up to like 6 or 7 type of bosses you can have here. But as you can see, those little fireballs flying around, that was Elias. We also have pretty good stagger, I would say, with this build, pretty good. So Elias is the first boss having mechanics here. I think I will have the Lilith here soon as well as the second boss. And did I have a third boss here? Oh yeah, these souls that this boss casts, they do pretty good damage. Oh, this is Demon Lord with the AoE. That you could see is Shade. And I think Lilith is starting soon. Also, I'm trying to keep like 4 to 5 earthquakes because for each earthquake you get 10% damage increased multiplier onto the boss. So I have like 40 or 50%. You can see some millions flying up there, but I don't know, man. It's hard to see. I would have to go frame by frame. I don't really want to do that. But a holy bolt obviously would be the big dog potion here because this boss spawns ads. Some bosses do. Yeah, this is the second phase for the Lilith. So this is the first AoE. This one is actually okay. It's not that bad. But then it has second skill from this Lilith where this is like the 3-branched attack. I got hit there by fire something, I think. But yeah, in general, actually not. This boss wasn't too bad actually. This wasn't too bad. There's a different boss I fought. I got stuck at 76 tier because it was a rough boss that does like a shotgun skill that one-taps you. And also had pretty bad mechanics on the boss too. But in general, very good. Should probably avoid those souls there, but it doesn't one-tap me, so... I could have probably tested if I can get one shot from this mechanic from Lilith, but I didn't go for it. Unlocked tier 85, so I'm gonna continue soon to pushing. But I will take you in game and let's talk about what we got going. So first things, I will show you the skills. We've got, we don't really care about the first basic skill. We don't run generator. A double swing here. We go with vulnerable. So the source for vulnerable isn't very good. So I don't have to run exploit. I'm running a different glyph for that, which I'm not sure if that's good. Imposing presence, very important, as well as the damage reduction for from elites against elites, 24% right here. You can get that on items. I'll show you later. Rallying Cry is my source for Fortify. I'm a big fan of this one. And since we have boots, unique boots, Yen's blessings that help us have uptime on shouts, this is a very good Fortify generator. Challenge Shout, the classic for damage reduction, but also Fury generator here. Very good stuff. I don't take Tough as Nails. I will probably take it though, because I want to use that passive for something else. But Tough as Nails is to provide bleeding on the enemies that damage you. So you can have bleeding DR if you have it on your gear or Paragon board. Right now I have 34% bleeding DR. So that's very good. Next up we got Warcry, another Fortify, 15%, very good. Uptime is good as well. We got some healing from Shouts and Garoliel, very important passive here, 5 seconds. Yeah, we have this up non-stop on the boss. Booming Voice, so they last longer. Full in Leap for the cooldown reduction, and Fury, this is our generator. Damage reduction from while being berserking. And then Battle Fervor, only why I have 1 point here is because if you chain, leap, or charge, this duration stacks up. It caps out at like 10 or 12 seconds. We tried it. It's pretty insane, pretty mental. So that's why I have only 1 point in here. And some generation here. I will probably put these 2 points in Tough as Nails and the Tough as Nails passive on my gear. Put it to like either max HP or even more martial vigor. Here we are taking counteroffensive. This one would be great if it wasn't 2%. 2% is so goddamn poor. It's crazy. If you were running Undaunted Glyph, maybe, because they buffed the base default damage reduction while fortified by 15%. But yeah. Call of the Ancients, our star of the build. Some attack speed here, probably not needed, 3%. We got Valop damage increase. I should probably do it like this maybe for concussion, more stun proc, but I feel like our stagger is pretty insane. I like that. And then Unconstrained. Now, actually I'm gonna talk about the weapons later. I will show you the gear now. We got the headpiece. I'm running the greater graphics on armor and all the rest cooldown reduction. Martial vigor, Tough as Nails. I could try that. I could try that Tough as Nails into concussion. I might do that. I was pretty lucky with masterwork on this headpiece, so that's pretty good. All the rest is lowest, but it's okay. The cap for armor is 9.3 thousand armor. It's actually 9,230, but I don't know. Someone said that they tried Juggernaut, so they went like 15,000 armor, and it made them take less damage than the original cap, which is 9.3k. I'm not sure, yo. I'm not sure. We're running a Leap aspect here for damage reduction. Not even maxed out, but I'm a big fan of Leaps overall because of their aspects. Chest Speech Rage of Harrogate. Now, why I have this? I'm going to explain how this build works and the cooldown reduction behind it. So, they actually changed this unique finally, where it doesn't only apply to elites, but to normal mobs. So, every, 1 second cooldown reduction with lucky hit. Besides the crit chance increase, which doesn't show in stats. So, right now, I'm rocking, how much was it? 53% plus 6% here from the chest piece. And then from Mortal Draw, I'm earning almost 70% the crit chance, which is pretty insane. So we applied the bleed. Only active bleed works with this chest. So we're like Rend, Rapture, Flay. So Berserk Ripping and this technique for sword, they don't work. This one does not work. So how apply bleed is with this ring, Ravenous. Every time you damage an enemy with brawling skill, which is our leap, we can spam that. Every 4 seconds you apply rend, and that rend will actually trigger Rage of Arrogance. So that's why I'm using this one. And plus 2 brawling skills is very good too. The gloves here, ground stomp and earthquake aspect, double swing plus. I'm not sure if it's really worth. If I get Shaco, I might get like Shaco, and then I will miss the all resistances. So I will probably, yeah, I'll probably convert double swing into all resistance on the gloves, and that could be sorted. That would be actually even better because Shaco gives +3 to weapons to those abilities. This one is +3. We got the concussion and damage while berserking. Now the pants here, amazing stuff. Shout out to Vlad from Diablo 4 Discord. He gave me these pants with double greater affix. Amazing stuff. It would be awesome if I could get greater affix on damage reduction, but this is just amazing. It's the ultimate glory reduction, and you can see the ancients maxed out Dust Devils, Earthquake, and then Burning. Boots, Yen's Blessing, another cooldown reduction. When you cast a skill, you have a chance to cast a non-mobility and a non-ultimate skill that is normally on cooldown. So this one procs shouts, and shouts are extra Dust Devils, or I mean extra effect from the shout, good stuff. And also proccing a shout is extra cooldown reduction because we are running Martial Glyph, which is right here. And after casting a shout skill, the active cooldowns of every non-shout skill every other non-shout skill is really about 2 seconds. So you can see the synergy here, pretty insane, pretty good. And yeah, as you can see, most of my masterworks are just first level, 4 out of 12. These 8 out of 12, I actually did them after I ran some more pits, so I didn't have it in footage. Weapons here, we're running Fierce Winds aspect for the size and damage. Now the size of Dust Devils caps out at 100%, and that's why I have the size Dust Devil size here on this weapon. You want to aim for 100% size of Dust Devils and 100% chance to double cast Dust Devils. That's what you want. Strength, Max Life, Masterwork, good stuff, vulnerable, and damage to close. I'm not really sure about the buckets because, like, ever since Season 2, they nerfed vulnerable and crit damage to being additive after hitting a certain threshold, which is 20% vulnerable and 50% for crit damage. But crit damage is still displaying as multiplicative. But in reality, I still think it's additive because multiplicative would mean with this number, we would be one-shotting almost everything, right? That would be crazy. But I don't think that's the case, so I have a feeling that going split or going even vulnerable and crit damage would be the best, but I don't know. I don't have exploits, so the mobs in the back are not vulnerable, so I guess crit damage is better. Second weapon, we go with double swing, Dust Devil. I think I like this one more. You could put Devilish on here, this aspect on the 200, but I might do that. I might try it out. Might be better damage. Dual wield here, we go with a Devilish aspect for another Dust Devil. Now my X is, by the way, stat stick, that's why it's only 908 item power. That's the one-hander, this is the other one-hander. Greater affix for crit damage, Dust Devil chance again with accelerating for attack speed for double swing since we spammed it a lot. And we crit a lot. The ring I showed you, Ravenous. We got the other ring here with Call the Ancients cooldown reduction. You can proc Masterwork to have even more, so that's gonna help a lot. But keep in mind that cooldown reduction caps out at 75%. Now with this ring here, which I use, by the way, Leap aspect, very good. With this ring on top of this amulet, I'm running this exactly 65% cooldown reduction. I'm not sure if this cooldown reduction falls into the same category as ultimate cooldown reduction, or this is a different category. I think it is though. That's why my ancients are 14 seconds cooldown reduced right now. Insane. Insane. And on amulet, I'm running Bold Chieftain because on single target, you know, you get 3-second cooldown reduction for one target. It's very good. That's why I like to run it on amulet. And charge cooldown reduction is a miss, right? I won't leap. But that's what it is. Pretty good amulet too. I want to trigger Masterwork on cooldown reduction for shouts. That's going to require a lot of gold and mats, which is a big satch. That's the gear. Expertise, we are running 200x because we do have vulnerable from double swing. You could even run 200 expertise if you have Rage Varagath, and if I have Doomringer, which is also lucky hit, I might Polearm. I might run Polearm for the lucky hit if I have Doomringer, but the increased lucky hit in general is pretty low. You could give that one. And for normal elites, everything besides elite, everything besides boss, you could probably run this. This damage increase is also very nice. I might actually run that the whole dungeon besides boss, swap to this one. And also, if that boss is under 25% HP, you could also go for one-handed axes. This is really crazy. 20% crit chance increase to injured. I could be almost kept out at the 100%. I might really try it for the boss. I didn't try it, but I might go for it because this is really crazy. This would increase your damage much more than vulnerable here. We change it back, so don't forget. That was the setup gear. The Paragon board. We are starting off with the first glyph, which is Mortal Draw. I could usually I'm running Exploit here, but since we have vulnerable from double swing, I like this one. I keep swapping between a leap and double swing. So my leap is on 200 mace to trigger Wallop and concussion. That's why my stagger is good. And double swing here is, well, dual wield with one-handed mace and sword. Mace is there once again to trigger Wallop and concussion, and sword is good for the crit damage implicit on the weapon, but also pretty good while you cruise through the dungeon. You get Fury when hitting CC'd enemy, which is again on your boss as well, if it's staggered. And then if you kill CC enemy, then you will get attack speed increase, so that's pretty good. So we got Mortal Draw in the first board. We are moving up to the second board. We got Blood Rage. You want to aim for the maxed out 30%, which is 300% damage while berserking. That's what you want. Second glyph is Twister. We want to max this out. That's why we have 70 out of 40 strength. Very good board for that. And also the damage reduction here from bleeding, which I don't have. I should definitely get these two nodes here, because it's going to get even amplified because I'm stacking that kind of. Now, fire resistance, I try to max them out so I can, like, you know, work out. As you can see here, it's almost maxed out, but that's why I use the instance here for Fire, Cold, and Shadow, which is going to max everything here. And yeah, I was also using this one for another max res. And the third one, which I did not have in the footage, is the Chorus of War. All stats increase strike increase. It is pretty crazy, because there are 3 types of incenses, right? If you take a look in the description, there you go. That was the second board. We got a third board, which is a Carnage for attack speed and Martial to buff our damage while berserking, but also mainly the damage reduction from close. More resistance cold here. Some berserking node. I know, I'm aware I'm missing 2 berserking nodes here, but I had to sacrifice these 2 right here and right here to be able to afford the resistances and to be able to run a uniques. Another board, we got Follows Technique, Ambidextrous, once again to buff our damage from close enemies. That's why we are very tanky. And to mainly get crit damage from one-handed weapons here, which is Double Swing. And I also took this one for good damage and physical. Good stuff. More resistance up top with max HP. I'm a big fan of this cluster. Another board, we got Bone Breaker, because another damage reduction while healthy. Now you could definitely put like Strength Glyph here, but it would be pretty hard to max out the points since we are not taking this one. So I have Wrath here for crit damage, but also when you crit strike, you get Fury. So this is amazing generator if you cast Dust Devils, right? Although I'm not sure if Dust Devils trigger this glyph, actually. Not sure. Now we got, this cluster is my favorite. We got a lot of max HP here on top of some armor. That's why I picked this board. Yeah. Next up, we got Decimator, which is the last board for damage increase for hitting vulnerable enemy. And the last glyph is Rumble for Earthquake, just to trigger that bonus. I'm not really stacking Earthquake damage. I don't really think that investing too much in the nodes here or in this glyph would increase that much damage. I don't think so. And I could probably take some more DR here. So I'm missing 4 Paragon points where I could get some damage reductions. If I masterwork my gear with all rest, I might be able to drop some, like this. This would be insane to drop this. So I might put points in the DR, or I might go for more HP in here, which is pretty good, 4%. But yeah, last thing, the Consumables. In this footage you saw I used max HP potion, but for bosses I think precision is much better. Crit chance and crit damage. You could even go for attack speed. And then the 3 instances that you should use, depending on your resistances and whatnot. There are other instances for stats if you are interested in that. Resistance, type 2 and type 3 all stats with crit chance. And rotation is, you always want to start with Leap into Call the Ancients and then you use Shouts, because that's going to reduce the cooldown of your Call the Ancients. That way you can make it 0 cooldown reduction. Sorry this video took too long. I could go on forever with this build and overall, but thank you everybody for watching. I do stream every day on Twitch and YouTube. You can check my journey. I'll try to improve this build even more. I would love to get like a sword here, because this implicit on the axe damage to health is useless. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And I wish you good luck with your grind. Until next time, have a good one and peace.